We're here at Cedar Creek Ecosystem Science Reserve, where Aprios additive manufacturing plays a small part in a very, very large study. So, describe some of the studies that are being conducted on this land here at Cedar Creek.
Um, so the main experiment in this experiment, many revolve around this is what we call the big biodiversity experiment, and what that is we have um, plots set up there with a biodiversity gradient. We have plots that have one species, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 prairie species in them. And basically in the 80s and 90s, it was there was a controversy, does biodiversity matter? And Dr. Dave Tillman set up this experiment to test that hypothesis. Does diversity matter? And we have shown, yes, biodiversity does matter. Basically, what it does is it's healthier for the community. The plant community is more productive, meaning there's more biomass in the community, along with it also helps with soil fertility. It builds the soil up as well. So, and then with that experiment, we've done spin-offs where we were looking at sort of other human impacts on the environment, global warming, increased CO2, nitrogen deposition, as well.
Very cool. And how long have these studies been conducted here?
We've had plant community research has started with Dave Tillman here sort of in 82 in earnest. There's been some other plants before that, but he started in 82, and then the biodiversity experiment started in 1980 or 94.
And what are some of you mentioned biodiversity matters, any other kind of impacts and implications of the study? Maybe more in the real world, how it's impacting?
Yeah, basically what you can kind of take from these studies is, biodiversity does matter. And so like when you're looking at maybe setting farmland aside or something like that, you don't, and what I would take from it is there are CRP lands that maybe you just plant 1 or 2 species. Well, what you really should be doing is planting a lot of species, trying to get it back to a healthy prairie. And then also that will help then build the soil up a lot faster too. So,
not draining the nutrients from the soil from one plant, taking the same nutrient, things like that.
Yeah. Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about these clippers and kind of the backstory behind what they're used for in the study.
Yeah, so we started using these clippers, they did in 1982 here when we started harvesting biomass. And so, and what we basically, these clippers are very important to us in the sense that we need continuity in our experiments. And to basically get the results we do, we have to compare year after year worth of data. And if you were to go to a different clipping system, you would basically introduce a variable that you might not be able to statistically take out. And so it's very important for us to stay very consistent with how we clip the biomass.
At some point, manufacturer sounds like it went out of business.
With these clippers, about I would say 15 years ago, the manufacturer went out of business. We used to get parts and clippers from them. We were able to obtain a lot of clippers, but we were no longer able to get parts. And so I had to look elsewhere to try to get these parts. And your company, I found them and met Ray, and he was able to help us. There's 2 gears and a gasket in these parts that fail, and he was able to reverse engineer these parts and are able to continually supply us with these parts, and that's very very good for us. So our research can continue, and we can stay very the continuity will continue.
And Describe the experience of working with Aprios, how fast it is to get parts from when you place an order to when you're picking them up.
Nothing but good things. I think I have enough parts, and all of a sudden I find I'm going through the parts, and I call Ray up, and he's always been really good. If I need parts within a week or two, he will usually get them to me within that week or two or whatever. So it's very fast turnaround, especially, and it's very important for us because we have a short window when we can harvest these experiments, and so it's always been, yeah, I've had nothing but positive things working with your company.